Hare Krishna. The Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 4.9 states, Janma karma samedhyam yoma veti tattvata tyaktvadam punasman naitamam etisarana. One who knows the transcendental, my transcendental nature, Krishna says, the nature of my appearance and activities, he does not take birth in this world. One may say, easy, I know Krishna, so I will not take birth again. But what is the meaning of knowing Krishna? In 1154, Lord Krishna states that he can only be known by Ananya Bhakti, pure devotional service. You can understand me only as I'm standing here before you, Arjuna, by undivided devotional service. So, in the purport of that verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, one cannot even begin to understand Krishna if one does not take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. So, one may think, here, I know Krishna is God, so that's all right. No, that understanding will appear when we are purified in heart and attain the stage of pure devotional understanding. Then the full understanding of who Krishna is will appear in our heart. That it's a gradual process. But if we know who Krishna really is, we will act spiritually the next moment. But for the moment, most of us are certainly not on that platform. So, this is also confirmed in 1855. Bhakti amam abhajanti avyasas mitat tatamam tatvatayatra vishatetat anantram. I can be understood only by devotional service, Krishna says. And only then you can go back to the spiritual world when you have understood Krishna by devotion. What is the beginning of that understanding? In a few verses before 4.9, Krishna starts to explain to Arjuna that Arjuna is asking that question to Krishna. 120 million years ago, you explained this knowledge to the sun god. How is that? And Krishna replies, Bhauni me vyatitani janmani tavacharana. Tanyam veda sarvani natvam veda prantapa. Krishna says, you and me have gone to many births, but you don't remember them. I remember them all. It's because you are changing body. I'm not changing body. So that's the difference between the living entity and Krishna. Next verse, Krishna says, I appear by my eternal spiritual energy, by my own will. Krishna appears by his own will. And we are forced to take bodies by material nature due to our past action. It's quite a difference. Krishna is the big soul who maintains all the other souls. It's mentioned in the Upanishads, that in the Purana. So that understanding is required to establish a correct sambandha jnana. Because without correct understanding of Krishna and his pastimes, we cannot have a correct relationship with him. Therefore, the Sambandha Jnana is the first step. Knowing who Krishna is, who I am, and what's our relationship. It's devotional service. I'm not there to exploit the material world. but to serve Krishna, because everything belongs to Krishna and he's the enjoyer. And that, if we are engaged in that relationship, that's our natural state for the spirit soul, and we will feel satisfaction. And Jaldi Iva heart comes purified. Bliss. At the end of the Gita, Krishna speaks about 3 levels of confidential knowledge. The first is Brahma Bhuta Prashnatma Shostina Kanksin Samsveshavuchama Bhaktin Navateparam. That this is the Brahman realization, Brahma Bhuta platform. I realize I'm a spirit soul. I have nothing to do with this matter in this material world. I don't hanker for anything anymore. And I don't lament for anything. It's all temporary, futile. But I, the spirit soul, is eternal and different. Then one becomes peaceful. That's Brahman realization. But then in 1861, Krishna says, but more conventional knowledge is Ishvara Sarvabhutnam Vicharinatisya Brahmyan Sarvabhutna Yantrita Maya. He says, more conventional knowledge is that I'm seated in everyone's heart of the super soul, and I'm conducting the wanderings of all living entities are seated on a throne, who are seated on a yantra, a machine made of biological energy, material energy. That, so then one realizes not everything is Brahman, is Krishna's energy, but Krishna controls it, it's a controller, as Paramatma. And that's the second level of realization, of understanding Krishna. The complete understanding is Bhagavan explained in 1865, 66, 66. Manmanabhav Matbhakto Machi Mam Namaskam Mamavesha Satyatebra. Well, yeah. So this is the highest realization. Manmanabhav Matbhakto Machi Mam Namaskam Mamavesha Satyatebra Pramamaya. Anyway, that it means that we see, we understand that Krishna is Bhagavan, Manmana, and therefore we think always of Krishna. That Bhavamat Bhakto, then you become the Krishna's devotee. That's a sign you have understood Bhagavan. You become godly a devotee. A heart become purified by Machayi, by worshipping Krishna and Namam Krishna, and offering respects. Manmano Bhavmatakto Machimam Namaskar Amvai Satyam Te Pratichana Prayochime. So, and then Sabdam Prichinam Kamsam Sam from Sarvapavya Mokshisis Matra. Then you surrender to Krishna. Krishna says, let all these other yoga systems that he had described in Bhagavad Gita, don't follow them, just surrender, take to bhakti. Because there are different yoga systems according to different understandings of the Absolute Truth. The Jnani, he studies difference between matter and spirit, and one Brahman realization, think the Absolute is Brahman, he has not understand Krishna's transcendental nature completely. There's no understanding of Krishna's transcendental nature and pastime. The Paramatma, the Paramatma realization by the yogis is similar. Just understanding that Krishna in this world as Paramatma controls everything. One does not understand one's transcendental nature. One must understand Krishna's transcendental nature to get out of samsara, birth and death. Therefore, understanding that Lord Krishna is Bhagavan, that is the most confidential knowledge. And it is only fully attained when we become a pure devotee. But Krishna gives us in the Bhagavad Gita, already in the 4th chapter, preliminary knowledge of who we are, who Krishna is, what our relationship is. And then he explains the process. 434. Tatvinapanaparna Paraprashna Sevya Upadekshanta Tekanam Karnasta Production was the process of Kali to become pure and realize Krishna in this world and understand his transcendental position. And then all your sinful reactions are burnt away. That's the power of this transcendental knowledge concerning Krishna's position, understanding Krishna's position as Bhagavan, including the realization of Paramatma and Brahman. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.